Welcome to Dr. Zero, episode 0007. This one is entitled The Soul Garden. Well, if we examine the Bible in a different light, I'd say I don't know, I'm not entirely familiar with the whole Gnostic interpretation of the Bible. I know the Gnostics believe in knowledge, they believe in reason, and they believe that you can attain godhood. But what I'm about to do is throw a whole spin on the Bible and Gnosticism and discuss an equation you may have heard before. That equation is R is greater than or equal to 0. Now, the Gnostics believe that the God of this world, the space-time continuum, the matter, is Satan. They call him the demiurge. They also call him Jehovah, Allah, and I think they erroneously call him Jesus. But I'll get into that a little bit later in the episode. If you imagine that light, the light bearer, the light bringer, Lucifer, comes from the word Lucifer, the light bringer. You imagine that the story of the fall, the war in heaven, was Satan versus Lucifer, who's in the light dimension, the R equals 0 dimension. He took a third of the light and he created the universe, Satan. Now, if you imagine the properties of light, light is everywhere, omnipresent, timeless, and weightless. That's taken from the idea that if you attach a clock and a ruler, the ruler would extend infinitely long and the clock would be stopped. So there must be some tie between light and the R equals 0 dimension, which is why I think there's a dialectical synthesis, as above, so below. If below is matter, R is greater than 0, ruled by Satan, Jehovah, Allah, etc. If the ruler of this universe is Satan, the rebel, the tester, then Lucifer is the God of light, the R equals 0 dimension, the dimensionless dimension. And keep in mind, these are allegorical terms. They're not necessarily to be taken literally. So, if you think about some of the stories in the Old Testament, particularly Genesis. I think Genesis is a very special book, and you look at it in a different light. One of the stories in Genesis is the story of Satan, Jehovah, asking Isaac to commit human sacrifice on his son. Now the Quran tells a little bit more of the story. In the Quran it says that Shaitan, Satan. So if God is asking for a human sacrifice and God calls Shaitan, which means like his enemy, and God is Satan, then the enemy would be Lucifer. So if you think about it, and I'm kind of digressing here, I made a few notes, but I didn't write a script because I don't like going off of scripts. Maybe I should try that sometime when I have a fucking word processor. But right now, believe it or not, all of these stupid episodes that you're watching, and they're not necessarily stupid, I say that in a jovial manner, are being produced on an Android smartphone. So, if you think about it, one of the problems with Jesus is that aside from his Gospels, the rest of the letters and all that crap has been twisted. You know, I think the most significant Gospel is the Gospel of John, because I believe one of the Grail legends that may be pretty true is that Jesus has a bloodline. And the reason Jesus was so radically different from Jehovah in the Old Testament, who just fucked up the Jews. He used to fucking kill them in mass. You know, he was kind of like the Hitler of the Old Testament. You know, he just fucked the Jews up constantly, saying they're pieces of shit. You know, it's like he chose them to abuse them, and they willingly got abused. And so if you think about it, Jesus may have been a manifestation of Lucifer. In other words, he's not going to go around saying he's the morning star, but I believe, and comment if I'm wrong, you biblical scholars out there that may see this video, I believe both Jesus and Lucifer have been referred to as the more bright and morning star. So, of course, Lucifer, if he comes down into the world of the demiurge, Satan, Jehovah, the world of matter, the world of R is greater than zero, the extension of mind into the space-time continuum to create it, of course he's going to be killed. Or, according to some legends, he wasn't killed and he had a family. But that's neither here nor there. So, if you next read the Bible, I'd say read the Gospel of John. Think about the wedding in Cana. Think about maybe the bridegroom is actually Jesus, and the woman is Mary Magdalene, and the chapters are slightly out of sequence. You know, there is actually a theory out there that Jesus, who I'm theorizing is Lucifer, the god of light, the light bringer, the bringer of Hyperion, Apollo. You know, there's a possibility he basically engineered everything that happened in his life based on the old 18 stories about crucifixion and all that. And the writers who were working with him in a cabal were, you know, with him. You know, they say, and this is really, really whacked, they say the Illuminati has 10 ranks because Pythagoras believed that 10 was the perfect number. And I'm not talking about the evil Illuminati that we just refer to as the Old World Order. I'm talking about the good Illuminati, the one that worships Lucifer, the god of light. Now, Jesus is Lucifer. You know, he's like an undercover Lucifer, because Satan is worried about the one. You know, that's all it is. You know, in the Old Testament, it's like It's like, bow down to me, do blah blah blah. It's all about Jehovah in the Old Testament. The one. Allah is all about the one. So if you look at it in a new light and you realize that probably the most accurate gospel is the Gospel of John, and there may be some significance that connects Daniel, John, and Revelation. And Daniel and Revelation are coded, or encoded with kind of like idiot code. I don't know if you've ever heard of idiot code, but idiot code is kind of like when you say something in a certain way or use a certain word, it means something else. I heard one of the idiot codes in the Gospel of John was that John the Beloved was Mary Magdalene, and the disciple John was Mary Magdalene's brother, Lazarus. But either way, if you think about it, what if Jesus and the apostles were the 12-man ruling council? In other words, what if the 12 apostles and the Illuminati were working with Jesus? Jesus was an incarnation of Lucifer, so he would not be on the 12-man ruling council. He would be leading the 12-man ruling council of the Illuminati, and he would come up with his own fairy tale. And if you think about it, what if the times that people died, they were actually poisoned with some type of alchemical mixture to make them look dead? And then at the right time, Jesus would appear and be like, rise. It's all a show. And I think the reason of the whole Illuminati Luciferian thing is Lucifer was planning on reestablishing the throne of David as Jesus on earth, and he was going to rebel against Satan and take over the world, and that would really fuck Satan's plan up. And that's where the Spear of Destiny comes in, because when he was on the cross, he died, and if you look in the Gospel of John, which was supposedly written by Mary Magdalene and Lazarus, Jesus' brother-in-law, Mary Magdalene's brother, they talk about how he's on the cross. He says, I thirst. They give him that crap to drink, and then immediately, boom, he dies. And then if you look at the sequence of events, they go, man, that motherfucker died too quick. Because most of the time it takes a couple, 1 to 2 days to die from crucifixion. Okay? And so they took the Spear of Destiny. He who controls the Spear of Destiny controls the fate of the world. And they stabbed him in his side and killed him. Now, there's an old thing, being Lucifer, and not really a man, so to speak, but a God man. Jesus transferred his mind into the body of the gardener. And that's why when Mary Magdalene sees him in the Gospel of John, she doesn't recognize him until she hears his words and she can tell who he is. So, if you are descended from Jesus, you're descended from Lucifer, the god of light, Apollo, the leader of Hyperbia, and probably the better son of Abraxas. Abraxas has 2 sons in eternity, Lucifer and Satan, and Lucifer is good, Satan is evil, and when you go beyond good and evil and you dialectically synthesize both, you become Abraxas, who is the god of the universe. He's actually the universal god who is over R, is greater than and equal to 0. And he allows Satan and Lucifer to do their thing, because one day, I believe, they will dialectically synthesize and stop being enemies and cooperate. And when Lucifer and Satan cooperate, then we're going to have a perfect universe. But it's going to take a long time for that, because Satan likes power and he doesn't want to cooperate with his brother Lucifer. But in light of all that, just realize this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. It may be whack, it may be not. It's a combination of logos and mythos. And so now we come to the end of this episode of Dr. Zero, and I hope to God I can save the episode on my Android, because it looks kind of long. But whatever, this damn song was long. And, well, thank everybody for watching my videos. I appreciate your comments, good and bad, and I think I might start responding to some of your comments, because what's the point in making a comment if I don't respond? So I'm going to respond to your comments now. And y'all have a blessed day. Thank you, Jesus.